as per usual, because of this route that I do, if the audio goes a bit woo or if the video sort of goes a little bit glitchy, do bear with me. There are just moments on this route that I don't think the signal's that great. I think it tends to come and go. But otherwise, good morning, everyone. I've got another filming session with Ephraim, who has come over from San Francisco. His YouTube channel is called Paul University, and he is filming with me for the entire month to build content for his YouTube channel, to hopefully get more guys for coaching, and to also have the opportunity to show off his unique skills as a coach. I haven't done any videos or any live streams for a couple of days, simply because one, I've been knackered. I've been absolutely knackered from doing like 10-15 miles a day walking. Believe it or not, that's what I do. It's about a 2-mile stretch to my train station, as well as it's also 2 miles coming back, and then I'm roughly doing about sort of like 10 to 12 miles in central London as well. So yeah, I'm absolutely exhausted by the end of the day. Just cross here. But no, so I've had sort of a little bit of time off, only a couple of days, just to rest, and then besides that, I've also had calls in between, and then before I know it, like, I'm just sort of like losing track of time, and I'd rather make sure that these live streams are as productive as possible. That's why I like trying to do them when I'm walking, because I'm just finding out at the moment I got no energy to make a video and then edit a video and then release one. So at least in the meantime, these live streams are at the very least giving you guys some insight and some coaching advice, and just maybe things to think about if you want to take action and work on your social anxiety. But I thought I'd at least just share with you just a little heartwarming story of a call that I had the other evening, and it you know what, it genuinely touched me. And in fact, it was a guy who's reached out because of the birthday offer that I'd put out, which I'll share at the end. I'm not going to share it now. I'll kind of walk you through the offer, because I've still got spaces left out. But I had a guy reach out. He's in his 40s, his late 40s. And he said that he'd seen the offer, and that he'd love to work with me, and that he'd watched the videos on the channel, and we were sort of having a chat about his backstory and his current situation. Now, of course, I'm going to keep him anonymous. He does watch the channel, and if he watches this, hello, thank you. But he was sharing with me a story that he came out of a very messy divorce. And he has spent years trying to fight custody for his kid. And he had essentially given up his dating life because he wanted to spend time with his kid. And he certainly shared it way more elegantly than I think I'm sharing it with you now. But the way in how he worded it, I genuinely melted. When he explained to me that, you know what, the most important thing in the world for him was to be able to be there for his son, to actually try and give him all the support and growth that he needed. And I think he said his son was about 13 now as well. And I think I really admire that he sacrificed his own dating life, moving on to actually date other people, because he just wanted to support his son. And I just thought that was incredibly sincere, because I don't know many guys who would, especially in this industry, who would be like, you know what, my son really is, I want to make sure that my son gets all the support that he needs to be a better man, or to be a man, and I'll be there for him, I will support him, I'll do whatever I can. if that means that then I don't have a dating life. I didn't say anything at the time, but I actually got a little bit teary-eyed when he'd said it on the call, because I just wasn't expecting it. Most guys tend to be, and it's okay to be selfish, but most guys are selfish with their dating lives. They're thinking like yeah, I want to have a girlfriend, I want to misbehave loads, I want this and that to happen. But he was just so apologetic. He was like I just really wanted to help my son out. The thing though is I've neglected my dating life. I haven't done anything with it. I find online dating really hard. I've tried speed dating. None of that has worked for me. And I want to do something about it. And then he'd referenced that he'd seen some of my videos about the fact that, if you just stay indoors all the time, you can't expect that suddenly your dating life is going to change. You have to actively be out of the house. You've got to be doing something. You've got to be putting yourself in situations, whatever those situations are, but you've got to be putting yourself in situations that gives you an opportunity to speak to people. For dating or just social wise, like, you've got to be actually putting yourself out there. And if you don't, how can you expect to get any kind of result? How can you expect to have friends, even, let alone trying to meet women that you'll one day consider to be a girlfriend? And he felt inspired by that. He decided, like, you know what, for most of my adult life now, things aren't working. I'm clearly not meeting anyone since my divorce. I need to do something different. And I just admire that. I admire a guy who takes action. He might be absolutely petrified of what that action might look like and how that might manifest as the months or as the coaching goes on. But I'd said to him during the call, because he was still like, I don't know if you want to work with me or not. I don't know if I'm the kind of guy who you might be able to help. I kind of see the experience as like a personal development thing, as a growth thing. And I'd honestly said to him, I said, the fact that you said that you gave up your dating life to make sure that you were there for your son, at the very least, that's all I needed to hear of what kind of character you are and the kind of person that I feel that I can connect with. And I said, if you want to do the coaching, I said, as long as you turn up, as long as you show up, I will do my very best for you to take you as far as you are willing to go, as far as you're willing to push yourself. Because the thing is that even with any coach, at the end of the day, we can be there, we can support you, take you as far as you want to go and need to go, but it's got to be you to take those steps. We can't get you a girlfriend for you. We can't be flirting with the girls and having the conversations for you. It's got to be you. You've got to experience it. However nervous you are, you have to actually go through the motions with it and learn from it, so that you can become confident and comfortable with it. We just crossed the road here. It's very wet out today, I might add. So hopefully we're filming with Ephraim. It's not going to be raining later, although I won't jinx it. But it's that the ability to have the dating life that you want is solely in your hands. And again, that's why I have true admiration for a guy who comes out. He might be petrified. He might be frozen to the spot on the streets of London going, I can't talk to that girl. I'm too scared to go and do it. I have huge admiration for that guy. If I'm then there and I'm saying, right, we're going to do it together. I'm going to walk you through it. We're going to take every step and every stride together to get you there in front of the girl, just to say, hey, I think you look great. I've mentioned it in other live streams as well. It's about the little wins. that I've worked with guys who have been absolutely petrified at conversations, and I've worked with guys who have been so scared to even have eye contact with a stranger that we've spent the week coaching, working on the fundamentals to get you comfortable and just build you up. But I know, like, when I work with this guy, and I'm going to work with him in November, and I don't think I've come across someone who's really been so adamant and keen to have coaching, and I love that, because no matter what the actual sessions will look like over the week, I know he's going to try his hardest, and that's all I ever ask. I will be cheering that guy on. I'm going to watch the puddle here. I'm going to be cheering that guy on every day as I'm doing the filming with him on the Monday, as we sit and we do the feedback thing on the Tuesday, and then the Wednesday to Sunday where we do the actual cold approach coaching. I am going to be cheering him on. I'm going to be the biggest cheerleader, minus the pom-poms. I'm going to be cheering him on to make sure that he gets as far as I can possibly take him. So I don't know where else I'll probably go with this this live stream, because again, I felt I was just so touched by what this guy wanted to do. And that part of the conversation as well is that as his son was getting older, you know, one day he's going to leave him. He's going to, you know, go to university. He'll get his own place. Maybe even he'll get a girlfriend. And, you know, we discussed that, you know, the last thing you want to have happen is that the moment you're alone, you start twiddling your thumbs and going, oh, damn, okay, I should have worked on my dating life sooner. I should have been more prepared for this moment. Or even just as important, actually being an inspiration for his son, by actually showing him, by saying, like, look, your dad is putting himself out there. He's not letting a bad thing, a messy divorce, stop him from moving on and trying to find happiness. And I want the same for you as well, son. And I think, again, that for me really is such an inspirational thing to do. So the guy took one of my slots for the birthday offer, which is £1,000 for my 7-day coaching. I'll wait for the truck to go by. For the 7-day coaching, £1,000. Monday, we go out. I film you doing your approaching. And Tuesday, we watch through your footage together. So you can see what you look like in your cold approach interactions. And then I can give you feedback on your body language, your linguistics, and your conversation skills. And then the Wednesday to Sunday is about working on those issues, those bad habits, those mannerisms that you've got. And we tweak them, we work on them, we adjust them so that you are having better interactions. And simultaneously, whilst that is going on, I will train you to be able to cold approach on your own. Because too many people, when they do this, they get that euphoric high when they're working with a coach, but they don't always carry on with the skill afterwards. And I think that's heartbreaking when I see or hear of guys over the years who, you know, they spend good money and then they don't commit to the skill after. And it's not to say that you have to then be spending every weekend going out. It's not to say that you've got to be, not to say that then you've got to be, you know, dedicating every moment and feeling guilty if you saw someone but didn't approach them and stuff. You know, none of this malarkey, none of this nonsense. Sorry, my nose is a bit runny there. But to at least have the skill, and more importantly, the courage, that if you see someone you like, just go for it. Just go over and say hi. That you would have regretted not coming over to say how amazing they look, how beautiful that person is today. Doing a really altruistic thing and leaving even someone in a really positive way. I think that's one of the most powerful and liberating things any guy can do. for dating or just to be sociable. The level of confidence that you can build from just complimenting people and making other people feel good whilst cold approaching or using the cold approach skill, I think it's second to none. I think it's incredible. So if you're socially anxious, if maybe you, very similarly to this guy, come out of a divorce, or maybe you've come out of a relationship, or maybe you've not been in a relationship. I've got clients who are even virgins, and I'm helping them on that journey, not by intervening in a naughty way, but certainly by taking them on that journey to build their confidence that they can meet someone special and that they can have intimate relationships with. Whatever your situation is, whatever your dating life is, hopefully I can help you. So if you're interested, my 7-day coaching is discounted. I have 2 spaces left. Rather than it now being in October, I've moved it to November. And if I'm honest, it's simply because I've had Christian reach out. He wanted to do filming very similarly to Ephraim, and also book out an entire month of filming. So I've essentially just sort of shifted my offer to a different month, which by the sounds of it, for the guy that I spoke to the other night, it worked out better for him because he's going to be able to get cheaper travel tickets into London, and by booking so far in advance, hopefully you can get cheaper accommodation as well whilst he's down. So if you're interested, £1,000 again for the week for the birthday offer. Head to my website, drop me an email, let me know that you want that offer. We'll have a chat. I want to make sure that I'm right for you and you're right for me. I don't, want to just take on anyone. But I love helping people who are at the very start of their journey, or maybe who are at a sticking point, and they need that help, they need that support, and it's okay. And I'll tell you what, you should be proud of yourself for at least taking that kind of action. Even if you just drop me an email and we have a chat, at the very least, you have my respect. You really have my respect, because I know how scary it is. I remember, even for me, once upon a time, we're going back probably a few years here, but I remember back in 2009 when I got introduced to the world of pickup, and I was petrified. The biggest thing that I struggled with was holding eye contact with people, and I think it took me 2 weeks solid, going out every day for like 5-6 hours, just to look at people, to get comfortable holding eye contact with people, until I actually got to a point that I could start speaking to strangers. And lo and behold, what's interesting is any girl that I've dated now says that my eye contact is probably one of my my USPs, so one of my unique selling points, because of just how good and comfortable I got with it. So wherever you're at in life, as long as you put the practice in, as long as you show up, you have my respect, you have my admiration. And if you want to work with me doing a 7-day coaching, I've got 2 slots available in November, nearly said October again, in November. £1,000 for the week. You've got filming and feedback Monday and Tuesday, so you can see what you look like on camera. And then 5 days of cold approach coaching. So if you want to have an out-of-body, surreal experience watching yourself on camera, in your own videos, just to be seen between you and me, it's not for being published online, it's your private content, then reach out. But other than that, I can't wait to work with this guy. I think it's going to be a really cool experience working with him in November. At the moment, I'm just helping him sort out accommodation and stuff, or I'm about to, I should say. And I think he's going to get good results, because he's someone who, he just wants to show up. He's owning his fears, but he wants to show up and at the very least try. And if not to do it for himself, to do it for his son. And I think that's an incredibly special thing. So I look forward to taking him on that journey, and hopefully you guys too. So I'm probably going to go and call my best friend now to just have a catch up with him before I hop on the train. I know I've still got like about a 15-minute walk until I actually get to the train station. And then because of the train strikes in London, my God, it has really caused the drama. I'm having to go to Euston and then walk to Tottenham Court Road from Euston, which actually isn't too bad. It's still a journey, but it's not actually too bad. But I am knackered. by the end of the day. That is assuring. Right, I will leave it there. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. And again, if you're interested in my coaching, head to my website. Let me know you want the birthday offer. It's essentially half price. So 2 spots left. Grab them whilst you can.